Good morning. Good morning for those who are watching. Peace and blessings. Pray that everyone is doing well, striving harder to do and be better. And I know that there are those who are watching who aren't doing so well. Many people are sick from this COVID virus. The numbers are going back up. There's another strain out here. We're living in a terrible time. Extreme violence across the globe, extreme pain. This is why it's important, man, to try to find your peace. Very important, because there's enough stress on everyone's shoulders that we don't have to add to one another's stress. I definitely don't want to add to the stress or the burden of those that I care for or love, and I pray that they want the same for me. And sometimes, this is what we do. We vent with one another, we share with one another, and that can be a little burdening. But hopefully we learn to turn within and muster the strength to do and be better, and become better, so that we can be assets to one another, as opposed to liabilities. There's a big difference, and hopefully we learn that. So again, as always, I thank you all. I'm up early in the morning, enjoying the view, and it's a little brisk out here. I'm not mad. I enjoy the fall. I like all seasons, really. I mean, winter, spring, summer, fall. Every season has a purpose. Winter, they call it bun-up season. You lay up with someone you care about or whatever. You enjoy warmth when it's cold outside. Fall. You see the leaves changing, earth changing. It's cleansing. It's beginning to cleanse itself. Spring, it's fresh. It's new. It's it's life coming, back into play and summer. So I love all seasons for different reasons. But so I thank you all. Thank you all. I just want to speak on escaping prison. Escaping prison. Literally first, and then figuratively. When I was locked up, a lot of people tried to escape prison. And understandable, of course, because, you commit a crime, and some crimes weren't so heinous, and some guys got time that was just what they call football numbers on the inside, meaning that if you got a jersey that got 78, 99, that's the type of time you were getting. I know a guy that actually, he got 5 robberies. Didn't hurt anybody. Didn't even brandish a gun. Didn't have a gun, so he didn't brandish it. Robbed the store, and that was wrong. Boom. Gave this man 2 life sentences and 100 years. Blessedly, he's out right now. He's doing well. He's married. He has a book. He does speaking engagements, man. He's always support. Good brother, man. Good brother. You know what I'm saying? And he watches. He supports. He watches this brother named Lenny Singleton. He puts his story out there, so I say his name. Man, good brother, man. We got a heart of gold, man. And we did a lot of time together, almost our entire bit together on 2 different spreads. And he's a man. He walks like one. To this day, continues to carry himself like that, man. He's happily married. Good brother, man. So, but I'm speaking about escaping from prison. And like I say, everybody wants to escape. Everybody, even the guy that come in there with a day, he wants to get out of there, right? So he escapes through watching TV, playing basketball, cards, chess, checkers, whatever. But I knew guys that literally tried to escape. When I was in Fairfax jail, we were locked down one night, and you heard some banging, boom, boom. So of course everybody in the pod, we woke. It was like 12 o'clock at night. And later on the next day, we went to the gym. When we came back, they were letting everybody in the pod slow and telling them pack their stuff. and they emptied the whole pod out and put us in another pod, or scattered us around the jail. And what happened was a guy, Filipino, and I feel for him, and I will speak on his case in a second. He had taken, where the light switches are on the wall, the cap, he had taken one of those caps. And most caps are made today plastic, but back in the day, those caps were metal. So he had taken that cap and was sawing the window bars. He had done this for like about 30 days. So he had a bar completely gone and a half a bar gone. And what he did was, there was a stump that you sit on, a cement stump that you sit on. I think it was 2 of them in the jail. Might have been 1. Either way, he had dislodged the stump. And it was pretty heavy. When I say this thing is concrete, 1.5 feet in height, 1.5 feet, going across, diameter, man, this man picked the stump up, got on top of the little concrete table and was hitting it against the plexiglass window. Bam, 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 using his body to swing it. Didn't crack it. And where the bar had been dislodged, the concrete, he would take toilet paper and put the toilet paper right there where a lot of the concrete had been taken off, and kind of pack it and make it look like it was still the wall. Right, ingenuitive, but it didn't work. The police were alerted. We believe someone dropped a kite, as we say in prison. It's like when someone writes a note to the administration and tells, what's going on. And so they emptied the pod out. They didn't give him an escape charge at that time. Same person came to Nottoway prison. I knew him. Like I said, a good guy. He got on the maintenance crew. And when he was on the maintenance crew, you walk around the whole prison, you know what I mean? And you have access to, different types of tools because you're working on fixing stuff and whatnot. So he was on the maintenance crew. So what he began to do was fashion a suit. The suit was newspaper, but it was like a jacket. He was going to use this to climb the fence, and the jacket was going to catch the barbed wires. So someone, told on him, because I guess he had spoken about it, and they transferred him from Nottoway. He leaves. 4 years later, 5 years later, he comes back, right? So I don't know if those things are in your jacket, like they travel with you. So you're what they consider high risk. So wherever you go, you're not put in cells that are close to certain areas. You're not going to get a job that allows you to work traveling the compound. You might even get a kitchen job, but usually they will try to stick you in the pod and make you a pod job, a pod worker. So he get another maintenance job, So we often talk. We talk from, Fairfax jail, man, and his case was, he was riding with his girlfriend at the time of 5 years. And they had been at a gas station in Fairfax County somewhere. And a truck pull up, big tires or whatever. And this is how he described it, big tires, guys in there kind of rowdy. And when he got out, he pumped his gas, he left. One of the guys commented to his lady, as he got out the truck, he saw the lady said something to her in the car, basically got in the truck. So Filipino, he goes to the truck and said, man, what did you say to my girl? And the guy was like, man, whatever, shut up. They get to arguing back and forth. So the guy tries to open his door. When he tries to open his door, Filipino had actually studied martial arts for a long time. He's from the Philippines, but he was raised in Baltimore. So he actually went to martial arts school and was pretty good at martial arts, you know what I mean? And when the guy tried to open the door, he had kicked the door shut. When he kicked the door shut, he hit the guy in the face. That's what he thought he did. He had a knife. The knife blade was probably 2 inches. The handle was probably an inch. A small, knife, I guess, for the kitchen. Paring knife. It wasn't a weaponized knife. But it could be used as a weapon. But it was a kitchen knife, and he had it in his pocket. And then he had gripped it. So when he hit the guy, boom, he hit the guy's throat. Now, from what he told me, he didn't mean, of course, to hit the guy in the neck. He'd already palmed the knife. But when the guy tried to get out the car, he kicked the door shut and hit him real fast, trying to, stun him, make him realize, don't get out the car, let it go. and he hit the guy in the neck, and 3 days later the guy died. So he got life under the new law, which is basically life without parole, because he caught his time after 1995 in Virginia. He had no hope. There were moments where he had hope, but with that sentence, and he had told me before, I'm gonna always try my hand, which means I'm gonna always try to escape. So, he tried. So when he came back to Nottoway a second time, this is what he did. He was working on the maintenance crew. Everybody's on the rec yard. It's like a morning time. It was about 8:30, 9 o'clock. I think it was about 10:30. Everybody walking, everybody working, everybody speaking, what's up. Early in the morning, good weather, you know what I mean? Kind of like it is now. And about 10:45, which is time for the rec yard to clear, he crawled the gate. Now, it's hard to describe. I wish I'd had a chalkboard behind me. But it was the corner of the gate. Actually, it's the corner in the prison where myself and a lot of guys used to train boxing, because they had a couple picnic tables. It was a little cleared out area from our feet scuffing up the ground and whatnot. So we used to like to train in that corner, work out in that corner. So he climbed the gate in that corner. Now, the problem is, at that gate, you have one gate, which is, a tall fence about 12 feet, maybe, about 12 feet. And it has barbed wire, 1, 2, 3. So he managed to get over that barbed wire, use his coat. But he fell into this corner, and the corner, like a triangle, has barbed wire on the ground. Lots of barbed wire, it's like rows and rows. And he got stuck in there, man, and he was cut up pretty bad. You could tell he was in panic mode because he got cut. Now he's trying to get out of there. Man, it was sad, man. A lot of dudes saw they cleared the rec yard fast. Like, rec yard, clear. So while, they're forcing us to run off the rec yard, they're trying to, get us off the rec yard. There's only a handful of people, because they'd already had the gate open, saying rec yard terminated, rec was terminated. They got COs running left and right, outside, inside, they got him running. And it took them a minute to pry him out of the barbed wire. He got shipped after that to another prison, a higher prison, I think Red Onion, Wallens Ridge. But, in seeing that, and some other guys I know tried to escape from another prison. They took a truck, but they didn't know how to control the braking system, and they didn't get far, I think maybe 20, 30 feet before they were apprehended. They didn't get outside the prison walls. Even a guy came to me one time and asked me would I, participate with him in escaping. Told me he had $1,700 in a calculator, and he trusted me, like the way, he saw the way I moved, he liked the way I, kind of hung to myself and rocked with like one guy, just stayed to myself. I seen pretty, the term we used was thorough. So, we talked, and, I didn't trust him, and I had more faith in, being freed. Blessedly, here I am. But I had faith, but there were moments I didn't have faith. There were moments when I sat in that cell and I was like, man, is there any escape? And so I say all that to say that for those who may be watching this, locked up in a juvenile facility or a jail or a prison, wherever you may be, there is hope, because right now they have a Baker claim, right? That is for those who didn't have, I think, parents or guardians. Many of them have been allowed to go free. They have a thing called the Fishback Law, which has allowed a lot of guys who did not have parole to go up for parole, because this case was revisited and there was law and legislation put in play for guys to be able to go up. So there's always hope. Character, man, gets you far. Work ethic gets you far. Your personality will get you far. Don't give up. And a quick transition from that is escaping these terrible relationships, escaping this terrible predicament that we're in, whether financial, whether our living conditions, all that's rooted in the mind and the spirit. You can be locked up, and people used to tell me this all the time when they wrote me, like, I know you locked up physically, but a lot of us are locked up out here. And I didn't want to believe it. I was out here. I'm like, man, I could have got a job. I had a little construction job before I got locked up. I sold drugs. I did wrong, but I did some right. So I'm like, man, you free. What you talking about? And then I get out here and I see, people that are locked up in relationships, man. They want to get out. You got some good women out here, man, and they're with some real raggedy, deadbeat clown type of dudes, man, real live. And they want to get out, and they just don't know, like, what my money gonna look like. I've been here, I'm not codependent so much because he doesn't bring a lot to the table, but I'm used to this. How do I escape this? You know what I mean? You have children, man, being bullied in school and don't know how to escape that pain, and that's why the suicide rates are so high, because they don't know how to escape the jokes and the mockery. You know what I mean? You know, you just have people suffering on the inside, and that's why, again, it's so important. Do not burden one another with a bunch of silliness, man. You know, we do that. We burden one another with so much silliness when all we gotta do is add joy to each other's life. We ain't gotta be slick when we talk to one another. We ain't gotta deal with each other real foul. We ain't gotta be cruddy and crab-like, barring all the time, stealing all the time, abusing and taking advantage of one another. We can bring happiness to one another's life. But many of us are imprisoned here, imprisoned by and we call it the project mentality, the ghetto mentality, the hood mentality, trailer park mentality. We can do better, man. We just gotta want to do better. Everybody complains about how life is. Oh, you got these silly guys out here killing. You got these stupid women out here acting wild, having babies left and right. And yet those of us sitting back judging, and half the time our lives are scummy. Our lives are just as messed up. And even if they aren't, we got a right to, call what we call, call a spade a spade. We got a right to do that. But we also have it in us to either assist or look at it from a different perspective. You know what I mean? So like I say, when we try and escape these prisons inside, if they're emotional prisons, be humble enough to accept that there's a problem, and we can escape that. You know what I'm saying? Stop watching the things on your phone, on the TV that are going to enlighten you and increase your strength and increase your spirit. Man, a lot of time I'm watching, I watch everybody. I watch TD Jakes. I watch Iyanla Van Zant. I watch Minister Farrakhan. I watch old footage, man, of I was just watching the brother the other day. Man, forgive me. It's a football player, lost his arm, Icky Johnson. Motivational, man. I watch a lot of motivational people, and the people I watch, to be honest with you, they went through hell. I read books, man, where people have suffered, like really suffered. I read the books of revolutionaries. I read the books of people who have gone through it, because I'm like, sometimes I feel like, whoa, man, does it have to be this hard? Then I'm like, that person suffered way more than I did, and they made it, and they doing great. So what is it in them that's not in me? Then I realize whatever's in them is in me, is in you. So, like I said, whatever prison you may be bound to at the moment, emotional, relationship, financial, you have it in you to do better. You have it in you to escape that prison. You have to trust yourself sometimes. A lot of times we too busy trying to trust everybody else or worried about everybody else. You can trust yourself. You can save your money slowly but surely. You can get another job. You can go into school. And for those that have children, those that are weighed down with that responsibility, there's still opportunities. Just have to look for them. And this is what I know. This is coming from somebody that did 25 years in prison with a life sentence. You know what I mean? For doing wrong. And I'm out here and I'm working hard every day, and I'm trying to work harder. I love the youth. I love the community. I want to get back more and more. So I thank you all for making that possible, because with you all watching, with you all commenting, with you all constantly encouraging me and pushing me, like I said, it motivates me. It motivates me, man. It really does. It's fuel for my fire, and it keeps me humble too, because, what I know is, you all care. So there are people out there that care. So I thank you all. Like I said, I've held you long enough. You have a great day. Have a great day. I don't care how you eat you some cake, eat you some cookies, eat you some fruits, some vegetables, laugh, listen to some good music, call somebody you ain't talked to in a while, just enjoy yourself today. You know what I mean? You've earned that. You owe yourself that. Treat yourself. And thank you all, and have a good one. And I'll see you again soon. Peace.